fantasy, all hope, all dream and all things blissful. Sometimes all it takes is a brush stroke of willingness, wandering, wistfulness and a certain knowing. And beyond technique and learning, it's your own journey. No wonder Sakti Burman, one of the leading contemporary Indian artists who was born in Bangladesh, studied art at Kolkata and then at Paris on a scholarship, has found his own world on his canvas. With colors that mingle reality with dreams, Paris-based Sakti plucks chords of a childhood back home, the famous mythological tales and the spiritual masters of the Indian ethos. The interesting aspect is that even 5 decades in Paris haven't stolen his own culture from his canvases and lithographs. And that is what makes this 76-year-old stay a learner with a smile that stretches warm like a child from his own album of many years behind. He is tracing his journey between us. Welcome to the show, Shakti ji. Chandigarh, you're coming here after how many years?
Well, this is the first time I'm here, but I have contact with Chandigarh. I have, in 1962, one of my paintings been bought by Dr. Randava, who was, I think, a creator of the museum.
That's right.
And also I have exhibited here, sent up paintings from Paris, and when it was built, the Chandigarh, the young architect who worked here, I met them in Paris because in '56 I had been, I went to Paris, and they were just used to come and go, and so I met them. So I have some contact, but physically this is the first time I came.
You didn't get to really see the city as such, or?
Today, yes, I had gone. We had gone a few places, especially Rock Mountain,
Rock Garden,
Rock Garden, and also the lake. Lake is we are staying very close to the lake.
Does it have any flickers of Paris?
Not Paris, but some small cities of small towns of France. It has that feeling. The buildings are modern, the way they are done, and the way everything planned. You see, like big avenues, gardens, also trees. Everything is a beautiful city.
Okay, we'll begin with your beginnings. You were born in Kolkata, but you grew up essentially in Bangladesh, East Bengal.
East Bengal.
Yeah. What memories do you have of Bangladesh, and in what way do you think the sights, the sounds, the smells of that area where you grew up in somewhere crept into your art later?
Yes, I think so. You know, you never know what has played how in the in your work. In that way, where I have grown up and when I see what I am doing, it is very unconscious. I don't do because I was there, I have seen that.
It's very subconsciously.
Subconsciously it is, they play. There is a poem that the past very secretly work on you. You don't know. And Bangladesh, in our house, we had a big house. We used to have Durga Puja and all kind of festivities at home. They must have left some imprint in me, and later on they must have reflected in my work.
In your work,
yes.
At what point, do you remember that point when you thought that, okay, I am going to be an artist?
Everything starts again in the childhood. You don't decide one day, I am going to be an artist. It happened, but how, we don't know, but I used to draw. I used to draw. All my books, I had some drawings were there. At that time it was Gandhiji, Subhash Bose, Tagore, Kripalini, all this independent, for the independent, they were the people who work for it. And finally, when I have finished my art school, and then naturally I wanted to go to the art college. Artists, everybody knows they do not have any future to have to maintain themselves. Or
But ironically, you proved it just opposite of that.
This is anybody's life. There is a call factor in French, factor chance, means chance, luck.
Yeah,
you see.
that's right.
So I think that goddesses of luck was always with me, even at the time of great difficulties that we have passed in our life. I have seen that something happened and I have crossed that time, you see. Unless you work, you don't progress. You have to work hard.
Right.
But there's a reputation, the artists, they don't work. They are, their mind is roaming in the air, and which is in a way is right.
Yeah.
Because if our mind doesn't go beyond what we see, we are not capable of creating also, you see.
It's about the mind going beyond and dreaming even beyond.
Beyond, you see.
We'll have to take a little break on that note, and we'll continue on dreaming big and creating even bigger, but after this break. Shakti ji, we were talking about art and dreams and art. Now, as a student, you studied in Calcutta, you studied art, and then you went to Paris. Tell me, when a student passes out after having studied art, what is the biggest challenge does he face, and what challenge did you face?
My first difficulties was that I didn't know how an artist, a person become an artist.
Yeah.
You see. And what are the way, I mean, it's a very complex thing. You see, it's not that how he earn money. You see, this is also there. But how one proves, you see. Now, one thing I knew, and I wanted to do the painting. I wanted to paint. When I have completed my art college in Calcutta, naturally, first when I came, I didn't know anything, you see. Now, after when I passed through, I knew a little bit of history and little bit of few artists or also technique, and so as I say that there is two way one progresses as an artist, that dreaming and thinking, or three way. Dreaming, thinking is the same, and working. You see. We have self-doubt. You see. What we are doing, what I am doing, is it right?
It never stops bothering you.
You see. And in Paris, I used to see that my other friends, you see, they studied a little bit longer before entering, though I studied 5 years in Calcutta. But I can see that I am not very bad, but not the things I see in the museum. You see, I liked that it be like that.
Yeah.
On the top of that, I was, I had gone there very young, and luckily I was not conscious of difficulties that I am going to face. And we face some kind of difficulties when you have limited, live with a limited money. And the country is very cold, you see. And
do we also mean the people?
No. People help me a lot in this, in the beginning.
They do?
Yes, they do. So I got the help. I got the help to enter to the art college. Everything was fine. But only thing, when I'm working, I have an impression it's not progressing. You see? But I wanted to get it immediately. But finally, takes time. Finally, in a 1 year time, which my friends, French and others, German or American, they didn't get, I got.
Okay.
I have exhibited in the Museum of Modern Art. There's a kind of, we call salon, it's an exhibition, annual exhibition, where it's for the young people, under 40 years old. So I had one of my work, you see. Also, some of my friends in the of the class and few other people.
Right.
And my painting were sold by the and bought by the city hall.
Yeah.
And then it has been noticed by a gallery.
Yeah.
A gallery who promote your work,
Yeah,
you see. And that gallery was Piccadilly Gallery.
Yeah.
From London. So they have taken few paintings, sold them,
right.
and sent me money. So my life has started
Pretty okay.
pretty okay,
Yeah.
you see. And
But tell me something, you know, as an artist, what does it take? Because when you have studied art and you have watched so much of art of different, you know, classic painters, does it take a very conscious effort to shed those outer influences and reach a certain point which is your own expression in your work?
yes,
What does it take? What does an artist do to reach that point?
you see, in art, everything I think, but naturally you have to see what has been done, and you don't grow up like that. You have to pass through certain processes. So looking at a painting like in the Louvre that you see there, you know, I was a great admirer of Rembrandt,
Right.
and like Van Gogh, Gauguin, but you don't like to work like them.
Yeah.
You see, so but you like to have the spirit of their work. You see,
Passion.
passion that they have given, that you can feel to their work. You
Yeah.
see, the way they have put up colors, the way they have treated the whole thing, the way the expression of the painting. You see, I just mentioned the work of Rembrandt. Rembrandt, when you see that Night Watch, you see, it's fabulous. You know, you just, when you see that work, then you feel very small,
Small
you
in
see.
front of
But why you stop? You can't stop. Only thing you like that you do in a way
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
something I don't like to say like that of that standard,
Yeah.
but best you can do.
You chose acrylics, a blend of acrylics and oils as your medium. And second, yes, there you were talking about dreams, you know. Dream-like images in your paintings stand out. Though you do veer towards realism once in a while, but you return to that space. Is that a space that is that how you are within? I mean, are you maybe that peaceful inside, or is it something you're seeking and that's why it is on your canvas?
An artist is not very peaceful all the time, you see. Though my work reflects some kind of tranquility, but you know, anxieties are there because you don't know what is, because everything is coming out from the unknown.
Yeah.
You know? Space is white, you see. You have few colors, and you have to fill up the whole canvas with colors, giving a form, and the best you can do, express your imagination or reality